Embezzlement Question and Answer Roundtable Session. Hello, everyone. Today, we have with us BLM's business legal expert, Ribet, and BLM's chief attorney and founder, Sabah. Thank you for joining us for this question and answer session about embezzlement.
It is my pleasure. We have wanted to try a discussion like this for some time now. I am glad we were finally able to come together.
Thanks for having me. I think discussing embezzlement in this roundtable format will be engaging and interesting.
Yes, I agree on both counts. To start off, this question is for either of you. What is embezzlement?
Ribet, why don't you take this one?
Okay. Embezzlement is the misappropriation of money or property by a person whom it was entrusted to by the owner. A simple way to think of this crime is that a person who has lawful possession of another's property takes away or converts that property without permission of the owner, and this person has no intention of giving it back. Also, embezzlement takes place even if this property is not kept for themselves, instead is transferred to a third party. So, embezzlement is a type of theft where the person has intention and opportunity and breaks the trust of the person/owner.
Would you agree with me if I stated that embezzlement is different from the average crime of theft? Because it involves the breaking of trust, which is a fiduciary duty.
Yeah. The breach of a position of trust is a key difference and what is needed for it to be considered embezzlement by law.
So, the reason some jurisdictions include breach of trust label for the criminal code, example embezzlement and breach of trust, is because trust has to have been breached for it to be a crime?
Exactly. So, if there was never a fiduciary duty where one person was trusted with the property by another, then it does not qualify as a breach. If there was no breach, there cannot be a crime.
Yes, you are right. Embezzlement requires that property was trusted to someone and they broke that trust.
Ribet, what is the misappropriation of property?
Misappropriation of property can be many things. Each jurisdiction can differ slightly in their legal understanding of it. But generally, it is the intentional and illegal use of funds/property of another party. Someone has trusted you with their property, and you've used it for your own purposes instead of the purposes for which it was entrusted to you. That is misappropriating property. You can be charged with embezzlement.
Wow, that makes it a lot clearer now. Sabah, what category of crimes does embezzlement fall under?
Embezzlement falls under the category of white-collar crimes in America. It is more of a financial crime related to theft or fraud, and so it is treated differently than crimes that fall under violent crimes or major crimes. Depending on the legal jurisdiction, there might not be a white-collar division in other countries. However, they will still distinguish embezzlement as a financial crime as opposed to violent crime by nature.
How serious is embezzlement as a crime?
Now, that is a complex question because we must address what is serious in different contexts. For instance, in the context that embezzlement by nature is not violent, unlike robbery which is violent, one can state it is not a serious crime in comparison. On the other hand, embezzlement involving large/famous companies or individuals like Enron, and large quantities of money such as funds in millions or billions in USD or Euro, are more serious than embezzlement involving smaller amounts of funds committed, like small businesses or medium-sized businesses. Of course, there are crimes of embezzlement which might be more significant than a petty offense but less significant than a major offense by Fortune 500 companies. That is why each case is examined individually by the law.
Right, so embezzlement as a crime can be dealt at local levels, state, or even federal levels, depending on the factors Sabah mentioned. In America, it can be charged as a misdemeanor or as a felony.
In other jurisdictions, For example, South Korea, the terms misdemeanor and felony are not part of their judicial system. However, the concept of minor versus major still is applied similarly.
Thanks to you both. This was a very informative session. I am glad we had the chance to meet for your first roundtable article. I understand that Sabah and Ribbit will be following up with further discussions on embezzlement on the Dark Circle Club Plus Friends website.
Chief Administrator F. Thank you for hosting our QA session for the roundtable during your short time off. And yes, we have plans to expand on the topic of embezzlement as it is a complex and fascinating legal topic. We hope to bring in some comparative laws from America and South Korea for future roundtable articles.
Thanks F for the engaging Q&A session. This will go into a new section of the website titled Roundtable. We have plans to include many topics in this section that will further discussions on not just law but other areas and subjects. I hope people will visit DCC plus F website for more.